So I'm going to let you in on a little secret, right? When it comes down to me looking for prospects, I tend to look to see what sort of PR coverage they have already. I want to know if they even have an understanding of what PR is and why PR is effectively so important for their brand and what they are looking to do when it comes down to building and establishing a brand. And quite often, the ones who tend to have coverage is quite interesting because I will then look deeper into the actual content as it stands, only to then realize and find out that it is a paid opportunity. And if you watch my previous videos, you will know that I speak a lot about the ideas of paid versus earned media, right? Paid media is self explanatory. You are paying for you to be placed within this particular publication or this particular broadcast or whatever piece it is. If it is involving money, that transactional value, it is a paid media. You are paying for the opportunity to be presented in this particular space, right? So it's important to bear this one in mind because, as we know, this is a channel based on earned media, PR, right? Third party credibility. When you have the opportunity to be placed somewhere based on earned media, you have to understand that's based on the fact that, like I always talk about, you are the person that you say you are and you have the expertise to match. And when you collaborate with various different publications off the back of that, that is what makes you more credible. And that's what makes you someone who is deemed as a thought leader, right? And a key person of influence. What I've come across, which is something that I need to flag, which is incredibly important, even more important considering that I recently completed another cycle through my CPD for the CIPR, right? As you may or may not know, I am an accredited PR practitioner as well as a brand authority strategist. I've been in the PR space for almost a decade now, and I have a lot of skin in the game when it comes down to helping founder led B2B experts build their level of brand authority, right? Which I classify as your personal brand multiplied by your business brand multiplied by your campaign brand. When you incorporate all three of those brands, that gives you a level of brand authority that makes you more visible and credible to your desired target audience, right? And that will guarantee you more leads, which will then turn into clients and then ultimately more revenue for your business. That is what I do and that's what I work on. And I record content and I upload one video a day every single day. So if you are interested in all things branding, marketing, PR, AI, and personal development, please do subscribe and join the tribe. It'll be good to have you. And yeah, welcome. So as I get back to it now, so ultimately I went through a prospects page, right? Just going through their work, doing a bit of due diligence, if you will. And following that, I did see pieces of coverage, which I thought was quite good. So usually that is a telltale sign that they have an understanding of PR, whether it comes down to them doing it themselves or them collaborating with a particular sort of agency or even a freelancer. It's good to have an idea just to kind of gauge their particular understanding of what it means to embed PR within your sort of campaign, right? And your content strategy. So following that, what I didn't realize they did is that they positioned the paid media, right? The paid coverage that they secured, and then they listed it in a way that is perceived to be something that's earned media. And firstly, that's unethical. And I would say that's incredibly dangerous as well. And the reason why it is dangerous is because when you go through the lengths of paying your way through these things, right? And don't get me wrong, paid media is important. It plays a significant role within some areas of your business, especially when you are in the process of scaling. But from the perspective of building your reputation and enhancing that reputation, it is imperative that you focus on the earned media part because that is the telltale signs that you are a credible thought leader who is being selected to speak on these particular issues off the back of them being someone who is knowledgeable and well aware of these particular things within their niche and someone that people would want to hear from, right? They would like to know their topics, their insights. the way that they think about particular sort of topical news within their industry. It's all relative. And when you are selected to become that particular person, money can't buy that. Money can't buy that level of credibility that will then lead you to new opportunities, right? And that's the whole power of building your earned media and having an earned media strategy in terms of doing that. When you decide that you are going to then pay for said opportunities and then position it in a way that makes you deemed a person of influence and a key person of influence at that, it's not to say that you are not within the realms of being an obvious choice and a key person of influence. But what you do not want to do is make people feel that this is an earned media opportunity when in actual fact it was something that's paid for, because it's unethical. It's something that you would potentially lose trust, right, real quick. It's that whole idea of being true and authentic to yourself. And when it comes down to brand building, when it comes down to building a personal brand, authenticity and trust is one of the highest peaks when it comes down to building that brand in order for you to get to that level of brand authority. So if you are watching this and you have pieces of coverage on your website or that you're showcasing online, perceived or perceived to be something that's earned media, please, it is in your best interest to be very forthcoming with how you were able to get those opportunities, because the ones who are able to see through it, they will understand and they will realize. And then when they feel that you were sort of trying to trick them or persuade them that you were featured in this particular publication based on merit alone, and when in actual fact it was the actual sort of budget and money that you had in mind that you put aside for these opportunities, people are very quick to see that as being deceitful in that sense. And as a business owner, with you running a business, with you running a service, right? A service that is a high judgment service at that, the last thing you want to be doing is making people feel like they can't trust you because of the way that you were trying to effectively shift the perception of where you are when it comes down to building a level of brand authority. So for this is just a quick video. This one is a real quick video just to let you know that if you are in that position, then do not be using paid media and pretending that it's earned media, because you will lose trust extremely fast, and that we are not in a position to be doing that, especially when I talk about the personal branding deadline, the 30th of November 2027, right? We need to ensure that we are honest and forthcoming with how we are able to get these opportunities, whether they're paid opportunities or whether they're opportunities that were earned. And once you are able to present that in its truth, that is what will bring that level of authenticity. And even if you are forthcoming and honest about you paying for these particular opportunities, then it helps, because then it establishes you as someone who wants to put money behind their craft, right? Which I think is no problem. I don't have a particular issue with that. It's only the issue of you pretending for it to be one piece of coverage when it's not, which can be very, very dangerous in the sense when it comes down to building a brand. So if you are watching this, please be sure to go through your actual pieces of coverage that you secured, or your agency has secured, or a freelancer has secured, and verify that the actual content is either an earned media opportunity or a paid media opportunity, right? If you have any particular questions or if you leave any comments, right, I will do another video detailing how you are able to identify the difference between an earned media piece and a paid media opportunity, right? Because once you sort of see it, then you won't be able to unsee it. Due to my experiences working in PR for almost a decade, I can see exactly when this opportunity was something that was developed as a earned media opportunity based on your level of credibility and your insights within your niche, or whether it's a paid media opportunity and whether someone effectively just threw money at the problem rather than relying on the power and the compounding effects of PR to get you to a new level within your sort of brand, right? So that's it for me today. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and comment below if you have any particular questions or if you want me to do a follow-up video based on this. But in the meantime, between time, look after yourself, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace out. Look after.